Hey, we're going to make a shopping list video. I've never actually made one of these. So what do I need to pick up for Infernoble Knights? Ah, yes, I am a duelist, and I have absolutely no idea what is going on. I am really looking forward to this deck, though I have never played Infernoble Knights in my life. I just really think that they look cool. So let's dig on into the shopping list, shall we? And I do hope that this will help out you guys when gathering finer details and things for your future card buying experiences. Let's dig into this, shall we? Let's start off with Toon Chaos, shall we? So we know that they split the Infernoble Knights and the Infernoble Knights from Rise of the Duelist, alright? So Ronald was one of the first ones that we saw come out. He came out as a promo in the OCG, and which was later broken down into the Toon Chaos. Now, having the archetype split up between two particulars here is going to be the big one. So you have to understand that you are going to have to pick up a couple of things from the Toon Chaos. Now, let's talk about ratios and things that probably are going to be the biggest issue for you here. So when you're looking at Toon Chaos, you will see that there are two Noble Knights, Roland and Renaud. Now, Renaud is, like I said, the level 1. He is probably going to be one that I would personally want to secure 3 of. I do think there are some people out there that prefer 2 of him. I am not an absolute advocate of wanting to play really less. But I would definitely make sure that if I was wanting to start a shopping list for this, I would start approaching and going for at least 2 copies. If I'm on a budget and I can't afford it just yet, then snag your 3rd later, alright? Now, there is Roland. Now, Roland is absolutely... Some builds play 1, some builds play 0. That is up to you. I do know that considering really how cheap they are, I would probably go ahead and just snag 1 at this point, just to make sure that we have it. And then we have the other elephant in the room. The new Gearfried. Now, the new Gearfried is an absolute powerhouse in this deck. I've heard a lot of things. I had to think about what I want to say here because there are multiple things. Some people are focusing on only playing 1. Some people are focusing on playing 2, and I think the general consensus of the players is 3 is too bricky. I think for the most part, if you're just kind of setting up and getting ready here, you can get away with focusing on 1 copy of Gearfried to start. Once you start playtesting and generic things for the sort, if you want to go to the 2nd Gearfried, then you can go ahead and pick it up. But for the beginning of the shopping list, for what you want to start focusing on at this stage, it's probably best to minimally pick up 1 Gearfried and kind of start extending out from there based on, how you're building the deck and other things. There's no easy answer for this because you are going to have to put in X hours of playtesting kind of define the build. We've shut off a couple of builds and talked about a couple of Infernoble Knights between all of the channels on YouTube. There is talk, and you will see different ratios on different things. If you're absolutely just like, all right, I'm just going to go pick up 3 of everything and start focusing, well, that's kind of where you come in at this point. So, yes, at the base level, Gearfrieds, Renaulds, and a singular Roland if you're going down that approach. Alright, so that will wrap up your Toon Chaos experience, in my opinion. Alright, now let's talk about other things and other cool ideas out here. Alright, so next up, let's look at the older Noble Knights. Now, with your new Infernoble experience, a lot of people, this is strange to me, a lot of people do choose to look at some of the older Noble Knights, like Medrat and like Gawain and things like that, and they choose to not go down the pure Infernoble Knight strategy. Now, I do think that that's not necessarily a bad thing. I do think that there are some really cool things that you can do with the older stuff. Don't get me wrong, but is it absolutely necessarily important for our shopping list? And I'm going to say no, it's not. I really would not worry too crazily about wanting to pick up anything. It's not like anything's going to spike too hard now. If there is a potential link cross hit, we might go back to messing around with some of the older stuff. But for the generic picking up side at this early stage, no, there is no real point in going for all of this stuff. It's just kind of a waste of a dumpster, in my opinion. All right, now, things that we're going to need to pick up, in addition to, since we're not picking up older Infernobles, we're going to need at least one smoke grenade here. Now, this is really sad because you would have figured in all of the reprint windows that this would be coming up, kind of setting this up. This is literally a $10 equip card that lets you look at your opponent's hand and rip a card from it. All right? Now, I cannot stress the importance of this card. Getting that free hand knowledge, the ability to moderate the situation that you are basically forced to play through in these games, it is very important that you have these. And I would have figured they would have reprinted this card. I wouldn't have to be like, you know, outside of Battles of Legend being the only other possible window that they could dump this in at this stage. Yeah, that's ridiculous for an older priced common at this stage. So, congratulations, you're going to need Smoke Grenade because best equipped card to look at the opponent's hand and rip out things. It's important to get that knowledge, and honestly, it's really important for the fact that you're going to be able to play around hand traps and things as well. Do not ever underestimate the knowledge that you are given by a card like this, alright? Like, it really is a powerhouse for this deck. Now, also for generic extra deck things, alright? You are going to need a link cross, and I'm sorry to say you're going to have to spend probably about $18, $19 for one of these for a card that is going to be sitting on its deathbed very soon. Now, the whole big thing with Link Cross is it produces tokens for you to effectively climb up the synchro ladder with, alright? You know what you're going to do with those tokens? Those synchros, baby, they're going to let you produce and make big boards, alright? And I cannot stress how good producing synchros in your synchro-based deck is. It's so easy, alright? So yes, Link Cross is going to be that generic extender, and you're also going to need a Holly Fibrax in addition to this. Both cards, the Holly Fibrax does a lot in this deck for the generic extenders and things that you want to produce. Oh, it is very nice. So yes, generic extra deck things that you're going to want to focus on. Link Cross and Holly Fibrax for your extenders. If you are a new Infernoble Knight player that's ready to pick this up, yeah, you're going to have to focus on those for the pregame here. Now, on a complete and utter side note here, there is a variant of cards that you can pick up. I haven't been too keen on this. The OCG was playing an Ignite engine in the deck. I do think that Ignites particularly have an interesting level of synergy to tutor, because Fire Warrior on the Infernoble Knight side of things. If you really want to go down the path of having an Ignite core so that you can play around with this, then go for it. I have not personally had time to test out, or I've seen some people testing out the Ignite build, but at certain points it does look very bricky on paper, and I'm not a huge advocate for wanting to push out the brick for this particular set of cards. So be educated. Do know that it does exist. Players are testing it out. Am I a huge fan of it? Not really, but it's something else to possibly want to pick up. Outside of that, that is your basic shopping list. Outside of that, you're just going to have a down payment or the ability to get some pre-sales. You know, you've got Tier 0, enter what's good 5 on checkout, save a little bit on your purchase. You've got boxes available to you for Rise of the Duelist from Black Market on TCG Player. You've got good opportunities. I do will have pre-sales up at some point too. I would just don't be impatient for this. You've got the stuff that you can kind of pick up at the early stages here, and then you just have to understand that, beyond this, it's just about saving some sort of money and kind of just getting ready for it in that regard. So, but yeah, that completes the shopping list, guys. So, what do you guys think? Please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. And well, guys, I'm out. Peace. Thank you, patrons, for making the ride never truly end. Without you guys' support, well, I would probably be doing Truffle Shuffle videos for a living. Guys, please check out VanCole40 for all of your Cardfight Vanguard content brought to you by MCole40. And if you are looking to pick up singles, check out mcolegames.com for your trading card game needs. Thanks for watching, everybody.